Justin Herbert, Tua Tagovailoa, this whole quarterback draft coming up. And then you got the following year with Justin Fields and you have Trevor Lawrence here. So you have these teams that are going to be sort of jockeying for position with these quarterbacks here. I'm trying to figure out this year's batch of quarterbacks.
And I'm also looking at the teams at the top of the draft. So the Bengals, you'd think, all right, the move on from Andy Dalton and Ryan Finley didn't really light it up, and you'd think they'd go quarterback, but this Chase Young might be a once-in-generation player. So if you've got the once-in-generation defensive end who's a pass rusher, like maybe you take him and wait another year and consider those guys. After that, Tua, what's his health going to be like? Herbert, you mentioned it, big games, hasn't exactly lit up the national audience. The kid Eason out of Washington, the Utah State kid. I don't know if there is that Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield, Andrew Luck. These guys are slam dunk winners at the college game that we need to have as our number one guy.
Are we missing out on, is there a Lamar Jackson style of player? Because it feels like that's the new NFL.
No. Is Jalen Hurts that guy? I don't know. In the last two quarterbacks that came out of that Oklahoma system have gone number one overall, Baker and Kyler Murray, who, for all the Lamar and Deshaun Watson, when Kyler Murray was healthy earlier this season, he was doing things that no one else in the league was doing. He's a special product too. I don't know if that guy's here. I would say Tua was that guy, and people were as fascinated with Tua, but coming off an injury, I don't know if I can draft a quarterback with a hip injury and number one overall, having not seen him, especially after Sam Bradford and what that, kind of led to.
Do you think that Phillip Rivers is the quarterback with the Chargers next year?
That's going to be a long conversation from both Phillips' side and the Chargers' side. They are opening a stadium next year. I don't know if you can go in with a journeyman quarterback.
What if you went in with Cam Newton?
That's certainly interesting. I think Phillip not extending his contract before this year tells me a lot. The fact he still lives in San Diego tells me a lot. And the fact he's from the American South, I wonder if there's another chapter in his career with one of these teams.
I thought that Tyrod Taylor was going to play. I thought they were going to put him in.
There was whispers of it. Still not too late.
I thought that they were going to put him in. But if I said you could have Cam Newton or Teddy Bridgewater,
I'd probably go Cam. The ceiling is still so great. And I know Teddy was amazing this year.
Yeah, but he just had he's having foot surgery, shoulder surgery.
At the same price, I'd go Cam. If you're telling me I can get Bridgewater for $12 million and Cam for $25 million, I'd go Bridgewater. I think the quarterback salaries matter so much. These teams that are making these runs are all the teams that have quarterbacks on these rookie deals. And then once they give them the big deal, you're in Matt Stafford, Andy Dalton, Kirk Cousins, Jimmy Garoppolo territory where you're like, you better nail every draft pick.
If we didn't know Kirk Cousins' salary, how would we react to Kirk Cousins' season?
Great quarterback. And what kills me about the Cousins' salary, he's making what? $29 million right now? It's not even in like the top five. Like Carson Wentz is blowing him out of the water. Jared Goff is blowing him out of the water. And yet we still talk about, you can't pay Kirk Cousins all this money. It evolves so quickly. Garoppolo is like an economical decision. When he was given that deal,
but he was the first guaranteed.
He was the first
guy.
Guaranteed one, Cousins. I know, but they're gonna use that as a precedent now. And guess what? After next year, he's a free agent again.
I know.
So he'll double dip like LeBron did. Like I'll get back at that apple.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune into Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV. Stream for free on BR Live or download the Dan Patrick Show app.